The next set we're going to look at is the first four lower body basics. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to drop back into a fighting stance. It's just a front snap kick, but we want to work on balance and stuff like that. So keep our hands up in a guard position, and we just bring the leg up on a 4 count. So we've got 1, which lifts the heel off the floor. 2, knee comes up to our targeting point. 3, kick comes out, back. 4, comes down. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 3, and 4. And just move back and repeat it over here. Going this way. Okay. Just bring it up. It's important to roll up onto the heel. That's why we're breaking it down this way. Up, knee up, extend the kick and back and down. Up, knee up. This sets our height. Extend the kick back and down. And last one. After you practice it that way for a while, we're going to do that with most of them. Then we just want to move on to something slightly more fluid. We're going to reduce it to a 2 count, where everything goes 1 and 2. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. And back 1, 2. And drop back in. And again, you want to repeat these about 3 times each. We're going this way, so you can kind of see a little better maybe. Coming up. And it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, back 1, 2. And then from that, it's all done in one very fluid motion. And we'll just go through it a couple of times. Back 1, 2. This way. So that's upper body basic number 1. Number 2 is a knee strike. And the important element in this one is from here, you want to kick for a bull that's angry or kicking some sand backwards or something like that. And this chamber is the foot and the knee strike. So we bring the hands up as if we're going to cut someone. Don't ever interlock fingers when you grab, just hand over hand. So we grab by the back of the neck or something like that. And just bring your hand like that. Again, put a small deliberate pause here before you set down so that you can maintain balance, because if you're already falling and you miss the attack, it's very easy to throw you to the ground. So, from the fighting position, back 1, 2. And showing it from the side. Back 1, 2. I should mention target areas. Front snap kick, we practice it about waist height. So target obviously the groin works. Between the groin and the belly button is the bladder. That's a good target. For street application, front snap kick to the base of the kneecaps, try and drive them up into the thigh. So it would actually be quite low, and that's probably the primary target. On a knee strike, we come up, it's also driving in, and that's kind of done a little bit with the hips. So, the target area, primary one is solar plexus, because let's face it, we're used to being cam, so we'll tend to retract this way, which draws the solar plexus forward for the strike. And if a person doesn't draw back, when you're coming up to the solar plexus, you're going to come to the groin anyway if they don't move out of the way. So primary target, secondary target is kind of a, it'll it'll take it. And there's also places like center of the thigh. If you get a hold of a guy and you want to just drive him backwards to do something else, you can drive it right in to this point in the thigh, or into the bladders. But liver or spleen. But the primary idea here is to drive straight ahead. Don't do any real wanky sideways kind of stuff. Just like it's a natural, well, kind of a weird natural walk, like that. And number 3, it's going to look very similar to the front snap kick, but it's a heel thrust, and it's difficult to do and explain in the air, but we'll give it a shot. It's nice to do on a bag or a shield. But the premise here is that you're kicking like you're kicking in a door. So you do that primarily flat-footed, and it just drives in. So to get that drive behind it, we want to bring the knee really high up into the chest area. So we're here, and it comes up real high, and then extends foot out real high, extends out, foot high, and extends out. And again, going this way, you see a profile of it. I'm going to bring it up. So, very stomping style of kick. Probably one of the best places to aim for this is just here in the bikini line. It's not a groin kick, but what it does is it will push the hip back and throw the person's body around so that you can do other things, or it might just drive them right to the ground. The hip is one of the key areas of balance in the human structure. So if we drive it backwards, the person will start to spiral down towards the ground. So that is a heel thrust kick and application point. The last of the first 4 that we're going to look at is what we call a turning squat kick. Now this flows out of what we call a cat stance. So I'm working on the diagonal here, so this back foot is about 45 degrees, and then my front foot, I line heels up and then just bring it maybe 1 foot length ahead and bring it up on the toes. I sink 99% of my weight into the back leg. My front leg is virtually empty. I've got the ball of the foot on the floor just to maintain balance. And then the kick comes up, snaps out, and comes down. Again, this is a very low kick. This is knees and groin, and that's about it. So from my fighting stance, I'm here, I see a threat here, I turn into it, and I kick the knee, and then I turn back to the front for whatever threat is here. Step in, turn, back to the front, in, turn, and back to the front, and back 1, 2. So working this way, you can get a different angle of it. Like here, somebody's coming from this side. So that's the first 4 lower body basics, all very much orientated around a forward thrusting and or snapping kind of kick. So just to review through them quickly, number 1 and number 4, if you want to visualize them a different way, we have a rear leg front snap kick, and we have a front leg front snap kick. But we just put the turn in because we do have to think about going other directions. So, number 1, we've got step back. Number 2 is the knees. Don't forget to take that sand. Number 3 is heel thrust. kicking in the door. And number 4, turning squat kick. And back up 2. So that's the lower body basics for today. And I'll edit these up a bit and get them off to you. Have a good one, man. Be good.